All right, what's going on, everybody? Gonna take some messy action today. Just so you guys know, these lives testing out this new setup right here, so it's all janky. But we're gonna be doing these lives at a different time moving forward, just so you guys know. Just be on the lookout on my Instagram stories. I'll let you guys know. I think it's gonna be 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Just because I'm finding there's actually more people that join in on the lives when I do it a little bit later in the day versus so early in the day. Probably because everybody has their morning rituals and things like that. Um, so just a heads up, we're still doing the lives every single day of the month, of course, but they're just going to be at a different time. So today we're going to be doing it from right now until about 5 p.m. Pacific, and then tomorrow probably around the same time. Saturday is when we're going to get into our normal routine. Okay, so just be on the lookout for that. Today, we're going to be talking about my experience being an online coach and consultant, since a lot of people, based on my live yesterday, were really interested in having more of a conversation about that stuff. And the personal development stuff you guys can still find on my YouTube. But here, let's talk a little bit about my experiences. So, um, I have a lot of people that follow me that are currently coaches, aspiring coaches, consultants, service providers, business owners, etc. Maybe you're trying to go online, whatever the case might be. I'm just going to share with you, in just a short time together, since this is probably going to be a subject we're going to talk about for the rest of the month, just some of the things I would probably be looking at, things that maybe, nobody's ever taught you to think about. Nobody really talks about it because all you guys get is marketing shit, not really all the real shit that's gonna help you make a decision on if this path is for you or not. So number one, if you guys want to be online, you want to be an online coach, you want to be an online consultant, you got to take the shit seriously. I mean, I don't know why there's people that are trying to be online coaches and consultants that think they can half-ass this shit. You can't half-ass this shit. It's a fucking business. And there's so many people that want to become like really, really good at being coaches. They want to have the life, they want to have the freedom, the life, the time, all of these things. And then they want to like put in a quarter of the work that it takes to actually get it. You guys have to remember, especially over the course of the past few years, I've been in the space. I started trying to break in about 2019, like full time, just trying to break into the online space in 2019. Failure after failure after failure. I didn't do full time since 2020 by half-assing my shit. It's just not possible. If that's you guys' expectation of what it's gonna take to be a full-time online coach or consultant, just give up. You might as well just give up now, because that's the reality of it. Somebody's gonna try to, make you feel all nice and pretty that you can half-ass this shit and not take it seriously, not put your heart and soul into it, but you're building a business. It's a real business. It's like a living and breathing business with real people on the other side of the coaching and consulting. So if you half ass being the business owner that you need to be, then what's going to happen is people are going to invest with you and then you're going to fuck them up. You're not actually going to produce. You're not actually going to coach them. You're not actually going to consult them. And this is what happened in the online coaching industry the past few years. Too many internet marketers found their way online, found that they can say pretty things to people and then get money, and then boom, that's it. And these are the same coaches where you ask them a question and they don't answer your question. They basically say, "Did you watch the module? Okay, go watch the module again." And I get it, there's different types of coaches, there's different people that coach, train, mentor, develop people in their different ways. For me, I just never found that worked for anybody. Those are usually the programs where if you talk to the person who owns and operates the program and that's the type of response you get back, it's very difficult to actually produce results. So that's what I always want you guys to remember, that when you guys are building into this, Instagram, apologies for the babies going crazy out there. If you're building a business like this, you have to treat it like a real business. You have to be able to understand that you have to create the version of you that can be a great leader for people. And what I mean by people is not just your clients, that could be your future team. That could be for your family, because the balance of being an online coach working from home and having a family, it takes an art form. It takes a lot of focus. It takes a lot of you growing into somebody that you haven't been ever in your life. The money's cool. Don't get me wrong, right? Everybody wants to go online because of the money. There's a lot more opportunity in the online marketplace for sure. You can make a lot more money in the online marketplace than you can in a traditional 9 to 5 job. There's no ceiling, there's no cap. But what that also means is everything's solely reliant on you. So if you've been 1099 before, if you've been a contractor before, you'll probably have a better sense as to what it's going to take to make more money, because a lot of it is it's you getting in the way of you, you know? Um Thank you for following through today. Thought I missed it. No, no, no. Priscilla, I just finished telling everybody we're gonna move these a little bit later in the day because more people are around later in the day than they are bright and early in the morning. So be on the lookout on my Instagram stories for the new schedules and stuff like that. Tomorrow we're probably gonna be around the same time. After Saturday, we're gonna be on like a standard time after I figure out what looks best for my schedule. Okay. But anywho, my experience is, there's a lot of skill sets. Okay. So just so you guys understand, there's a lot of skill sets involved with being an online coach. And I want you to just remove online coach, online consultant from your vocabulary and just call yourselves an online business owner. As an online business owner, and really any business owner, there's a few things that you're going to have to learn. Okay. The first thing that's the most important is sales. If you can't talk to people, if you can't create sales for yourself, you have no business. That's number one. The next thing, which is probably equally as important, if not also more important, is marketing. You have to know how to position yourself in the online industry. And that's the same for any type of business. You have to know how to position yourself in your marketplace. You have to know that. Otherwise, you're just going to be somebody else. You're going to be another person who says they can do something that really can't. And if you don't know how to separate yourself from anybody else, then you're never going to be the go to person. You're never going to be able to produce business for yourself. Operations is gonna be a huge thing. If you guys have an operations background, it's really gonna help you with time management. It's gonna help you understand what projects you need to focus on. It's gonna help you know where you should be allotting time throughout your day, right? It's not just coaching, guys. It's not just like, "Hey, I'm a coach. Let me take your money. Let me coach you. Boom, done." You actually have to learn all of these different traits of being a business owner. You have to learn admin, logistics, delivery, fulfillment, finances. Like you have to like operate a fucking business. So those are a lot of the hats people aren't used to when they're jumping into something like this. They're like, oh, I'm just gonna make an offer. I'm gonna tell the world they're gonna invest with me and I'm gonna live a great life. Yes, in a simple format, that is true, but there's also so many things that you have to learn because what I found is why most people struggle with like doing this full time is because they get so overwhelmed because they get kind of hit in the face with like everything that it takes to actually run and operate a business. And they thought it was going to be this thing where like you just create content online, you make money, and it's a fucking awesome life. And it could be once you're proficient at all of those things. If you're not proficient at all those things, then it's going to be like, Jesus Christ, like, what do you mean I have to learn how to write copy? What do you mean I have to get good on camera? What do you mean I have to understand the psychology in which I articulate things to help people really understand that I can help them? What the fuck are you talking about? What do you mean I have to do this all the time? What do you mean I have to do this consistently? Like there's so many things that people have a false expectation of when they're going online. And you can have a great life. You can build an awesome business, but you have to be prepared that it's going to take a lot of work. That's all I can say. There's a method to the madness. So what I teach my own clients is like, take the simple path first. Don't overcomplicate things. Simple always scales, and master each step. So a lot of it, just so you guys understand, a lot of it is creating content. A lot of it is having conversations with people. A lot of it is enrolling people, and a lot of it is delivering for people. What happens is what I found for myself and what I've also found with my own clients is you just get in your way. You start getting into your head. You start believing that when you're creating content, your content's not good enough. And then you start fucking like jumping back and forth between content and shit. And you're just like, oh Jesus, maybe this isn't the right content. So like you just have squirrel brain. And so you start fucking with your content and it's like you lose your message and then it gets all types of stupid. And then you in the DMs or whether you guys do sales calls, maybe you overthink that shit. And you're like, "Oh, but like how do I objection handle people? How do I close people? How do I do all this stuff?" Don't get me wrong, I'm a closer. I have been a closer. I will always be a closer, but I don't like think in my head, "Ooh, how do I close people?" That's not what goes through my head. What goes through my head is when I'm having those types of conversations is what is this person's problem and can I genuinely help them? It's just a shift in how you're approaching the situation. But people get in their head about that. I'm a sales coach for a reason because people are like, "Oh my god, people are not investing into my programs." And I'm like, "Well, let's hear it. What are you doing and what are you saying to these people? What are you saying in your content? Let's look at the flow. I want you guys to remember that everything that you create for your business has to be sequential, meaning step one has to lead into step 10. You can't go from step one to step 13 to step nine to step 10. That's not how it works. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Most people don't even understand that. And that's why there's a world of coaching. That way people can be like, hey, you're just looking at it all weird. And you have to make sure that you maintain emotional control. The only thing that I really think fucks people up from any business model is themselves. I really think that people just get in their own way. I think that people are afraid of rejection. I think people are afraid of failure. People are afraid to look stupid. And that's what gets in their way. That's why they don't move forward. And if you guys really think about the number one thing holding you back, like right now, if all of you that are watching, if I was like, hey, you could be an online coach or consultant, and maybe you're either aspiring to be one, you've been trying to be one, whatever. If the inside voice in you goes anything else other than fuck yeah, I can, then you got to ask yourself, what don't you believe about yourself, and why is that getting in your way? Is it because you have low self-confidence? You don't feel like you're a leader in the world, so you can't possibly put yourself out there, against all these other entrepreneurs that have, like, a stack of all the reasons why you should work with them and not you? Is it lack of confidence? Is it that you don't believe you can sell? That nobody would buy your coaching or your consulting? Do you have a lack of belief there? Are you afraid of rejection? Why are you not making offers to people that you can help them because you're afraid that they're gonna say no? What is the internal battle you're going through that's preventing you from doing the business? Because the real truth about business is just a reflection of what's happening inside of you personally. So if personally something's wrong, it's gonna reflect in your business. That's just how it goes. And so what I found over the years is the reason why I focus so much on personal development is literally why my first company was about teaching confidence to people was because the least confident you are, the less likely you're going to take action. The more confident you are, the more likely you're going to take massive amounts of action. And that means even if you fucking fail. Personal development is a huge part of building businesses. And if you think about it, that's why most business owners suck. That's why most business owners struggle. Like literally for 5 to 10 years, they're just in struggle mode. I don't know why anybody would wanna build a business that way. It's like the shittiest way to build a business. What I found is when I first started, right, 2019, 2020, I had to make sure like I really doubled down. I was reading all the fucking audiobooks on business, on mindset, like on everything that was like my deficiency. I made sure that I had a daily routine in which I operated from because if you don't fall back on those disciplines, then you got nothing to fall back onto. You're gonna fucking break. I made sure I spent time with the family. I made sure that I fucking failed like crazy. I outfailed everybody. That's how I look at it. All I did was outfail the world. That's the only reason why. When I started making money online, I was just outfailing people. People were like, "Oh, Phil, what's your secret?" I don't have a secret. You guys are better marketers than me. I'm pretty sure there's some people that know sales tactics a lot more than me. There's a lot of people with more operational background in business more than me. But what I have, which is what a lot of people don't have, is just the willingness to just fucking fail and execute and just figure out the answers and just do that. It doesn't have to look pretty. It doesn't have to look perfect. And I think that's why every single year you guys see me grow and grow and grow. I just don't stop no matter what. Um, it took me 18 months to build my first 7 figures in business. 18 months, and that was just a fucking shit show. It was a nightmare to do that. The second business, that I built with a business partner, we did just probably 2.5, 3 million or whatever it was in a course of a year, so that's 12 months, because we had 2 brains doing it together. I have a third business that's on a 7-figure run rate already. That's it. But all I'm doing is the same thing I did a couple years ago. I haven't really changed much. And so some of you guys are like trying to overcomplicate the situation. Here's what you need. Okay. Fucking simple. You need a platform. A platform means a social media platform, somewhere that you can articulate your message to people, somewhere where people can go find you. You don't need a ton of them. You don't need every single social platform. Choose one, stick to that one, and then learn and master that one. Remember, you're going to fail. You're not going to get success right off the bat unless you invest with a coach. It doesn't have to be me. It could be me. Doesn't have to be me. Unless you invest with a coach that has a battle tested, proven process to be able to do that. That's also worked with multiple different industries, that has made multiple of millions of dollars in their online businesses. That's who you should listen to. You guys be listening to people who like just got like their first $10,000 month and they're like trying to just figure out their shit. And I'm like, why would you listen to that person? That doesn't make any fucking sense. But you guys do you. You guys have to remember that, keep it simple, right? So you find your platform, and then what you do from that platform is you give value to people. You give to people. That's the whole purpose. Think about sales like this, okay? Imagine if we were back as cave people, okay, cavemen. All we did was we lived, we hunted, we had shelter, and we hung out with the community. That's it. And if you had something that I didn't have, and I had something you didn't have, we would trade, right? That was sales. It was me giving you something in exchange for something else. I'm giving you value in exchange for something else. So just like here, I'm giving you guys value in exchange for what? Well, it's definitely not your fucking money. It's your time. It's your attention. It's building equity with the marketplace to say, hey, these are all my experiences. This is what's worked for me. You'll listen to me over time. I'm going to help you. Just like, I get messages from people on my YouTube. They're like, oh, bro, I've been changing my life. I've been living a more structured and disciplined life. I've stopped drinking. I've stopped smoking. I've stopped doing this, right? Changing people's lives for free. There you go. That's how you build equity with the online marketplace, guys. I hope you're taking notes because this is literally just how you do it. It's this simple. But the question is, are you going to get in your way? Are you going to be like, well, shit, like what am I supposed to talk about when I'm on camera? Well, shit, I'm just me. I have no background. I have no authority. Well, welcome to the fucking club. Neither did any of us. We all started from zero. So you're not special. Just fucking do it. Okay. That's what it takes to fail. And you just build equity, and then you have conversations with people. And then there's going to be a small select amount of those people that want your help. They're just like, bro, like, I understand exactly what you're saying. I just need you as a coach, though. I keep getting in my own fucking way and I'm not doing the damn thing. So I need your help. Those are your people. You enroll them, and then you figure out how you can 100% over deliver for them. And I think this is the part where you guys need to get back to being human with your clients. Don't just be like this internet guy that's just like, oh, when we're not on Zoom, don't talk to me. Like, be there for your people. If you guys build community, if you guys build culture within your programs and within your online businesses, I think it's a beautiful thing. I don't know why people don't like that shit. But again, those coaches also have personal development problems. They're afraid to connect with their clients because they're afraid of other shit. They're afraid they're not going to be good enough. They're afraid that, their clients are going to ask them a question that they don't know the answer to. But who the fuck cares? Like, you'll have the answer. That's the reason why they came to you. You pretending to be this all perfect knowing being is the reason why you're getting in your own fucking way. And that's been a lot of my experiences coaching coaches through breakthroughs. And it's crazy how, when you're not of this space, when you don't have family members or friends that are business owners, and then the first business you guys decide to create is like online. Think about building a traditional business. That's already freaky enough by itself. Then you think about like doing that, and then online. Now you're talking about just local business, right? Brick and mortar, to now global business. It does fuck with people, and it will fuck with you unless you like really learn how to shift all of these different perspectives we've been talking about. And I promise you, it's a great thing, because what happens is you start learning about yourself in a very different level. You start learning about yourself in ways that you never thought you could like become. I never knew that I'd be able to talk this like openly on camera with people from all over the world. I was not a social media guy. I hated social media. And then I realized like I was sleeping on social media. I was like, oh, there's a lot of opportunity on social media. And again, my first few videos when I first started launching, I could not flow like this because I'd be too concerned about what somebody would say, instead of me just knowing that whatever I'm saying is valuable because I fucking did it. So unless you've done it too, you can tell me I'm wrong, but probably not, because you've probably done the same shit. Right? We're all cut from the same cloth. Um, what's up, SB? I don't know what your name is, but what's up? So that's the thing, guys. So my experience, because I only got a couple minutes left, my experience it's been the biggest challenge of my life. like no joke. I went online when I lost my job. Well, I took it more seriously after I lost my job with a baby on the way in the middle of a shutdown. I really had to go all in on mastery. I had to go all in on like cutting out the noise. I had to go all in on like losing sleep. There was a lot of sleepless nights. You have to be prepared for that stuff. And you can't get in your way thinking that it's going to be tough to do that because once you're operating from that place of mission and purpose, where like, this is your thing, you want to help people, you want to make a great fucking living doing that, it doesn't feel like a lot of work. And what I mean by that is it doesn't feel like you're working, even though your body's getting drained, your mentality's getting fucking drained. Every single day, you're like passing out because of how much you put into your business and put into like taking the next step. When you guys are coming up, there's going to be a lot of days, a lot of weeks, and a lot of months where you're not going to see the fruits of your labor. There's going to be fucking people have spent years. I've coached people that have tried years to go online and like they just kept doing it wrong or they kept investing with the wrong people. And unfortunately, not every investment will yield an ROI. God knows that my first few investments definitely did not produce an ROI. But the whole point is you're learning all of the things that work, all of the things that don't work. And you just can't think or have any expectations that it has to be any other way. It's going to be the way that you go. And that's why I want to make sure that you guys are aware that when you guys are building these businesses, take it fucking serious. Like if you want it to feed you and your family for a lifetime, you have to take it serious. It can't just be a fucking hobby. You're either in or you're out. That's just is what it is because people like me are just going to fucking ram you over and just be like, you obviously don't care enough to put out for your people. I care enough. I'll put out. I don't care. It is what it is. That's what we sacrifice. And what happens is over time, market share goes to the people that just keep showing up that are just like, I don't give a fuck. Doesn't matter if it's raining, if it's snowing, shutdown, no shutdown, recession, no recession. Who gives a fuck? We're all showing up because that's what we said we're going to do for life. And if you guys commit to the path, I mean, you don't think over the years that you're going to build more trust with people. You don't think that over the years you're not just going to get more and more people to just be like, hey, I've kind of seen you show up every single day for years now. I don't think you're going anywhere. Can you tell me what it is you do? Can you tell me how you can help me the same way you've been fucking doing that for everybody else? You don't think that if you guys just showed up consistently for a long enough period of time, that somebody will follow your journey and just be like, I've seen you from day one. There's a lot of people that remember me from the days where all I wore were Hawaiian t-shirts. Hawaiian t-shirts. There are people that even remember way, way, way back in the day where all I would do to create content was grab books. I think I grabbed this dot-com secrets book when it first like came out and shit. And my value to the marketplace was reading it. I was like, oh, like I guess I'll just read like pieces of this fucking book and express what I think the book means. And that's what I want you guys to remember. You're gonna figure out what it is, but are you willing to go figure it out? Or are you just gonna keep thinking and thinking and thinking that somebody's just gonna tell the answer? Or are you gonna go figure it the fuck out? Just like the rest of us that actually broke through into the industry. I just want you guys to remember it's gonna be a fucking hard path. It's a simple path, but it's gonna be a hard path. Because of what it's gonna do, just like I've said in like multiple different trainings, God, the universe, life is going to be like, okay, well, you said that you wanted to live this beautiful life. You said you were willing to do whatever it took to win at this game of life. So why the fuck aren't you doing it? Why aren't you putting out? Why aren't you helping more people? You said you want to help people. You said you want to make a lot of money helping people. Why aren't you fucking doing it? And if you can't do it, or if you're finding all the excuses why you can't, your internet's fucked up, you don't have a good background, blah blah blah, blah whatever, then you don't deserve to have a great business that can provide for you and your family. Just go back to a 9 to 5 job. It just is what it is because that's just the real shit. I think that more and more as we enter 2024, as we enter the rest of the years, really in this industry, you're going to be able to know you because you're going to be able to feel who's real and who's not. And as you guys become more of yourselves, as you become more of that person that really genuinely wants to help people and change their life, at the same time, you have to spend time learning how to actually run and operate business. Okay, it's not just being a coach. It's not just the purposeful side of business. You can't just say, "Hey, I want to help people," and then just assume that like your desire to want to help people is what's going to monetize you. That's not how it works. It's, hey, I want to help people, which is what drives me to do the thing, right? But at the same time, I still have to learn how to be a business owner. Most people struggle with wearing the appropriate hat. Most people struggle with wearing their personal hat when they should be wearing a business owner hat. They wear their business owner hat when they should be wearing their coach hat. They wear their coach hat when they should be wearing their CEO hat. Okay. And like it's just all types of fucked up. And you can't just be one way in business. You have to learn which hat you're wearing in what moments and for what reasons and what intentions. And you master the craft and you learn more and more. And when you're around people that just run and operate that way all the time, it's a lot easier because you pick up on their habits, right? Just like in the Marine Corps, when you're surrounded by other machine gunners, it's kind of impossible not to pick up the traits of other machine gunners. You see how other machine gunners carry themselves, and you're just like, oh shit, that's probably way better than what I was doing. And then you emulate. When you're by yourself, you can turn out to do things that may not be the most optimized. You may end up doing things that don't actually serve you or your mission. So you have to remember that proximity is key. Go plug into masterminds, go plug into communities, go plug in different places where you can see people doing this shit live. If it's something that you want to do, the worst thing you can do is not hang out where people are doing that literally all the time. It's like the dumbest thing. If you want to be the next basketball player, NBA player, wouldn't it make sense to go watch current NBA players? If you want to be the next Michael Phelps, so you don't think it'd be good to study Michael Phelps? You think like going to the community pool is gonna make you fucking a gold medalist? Probably fucking not. So that's it, guys. I mean, I'm gonna talk about this a lot more because you guys asked for it over the course of the next 3 weeks, I would say. And then we'll probably end, the last week of these 29 days back into personal development because all of it, all of it connects. All of it is connected. Think about it like this. If I was like, "Hey, I was extremely busy today and I don't have time for this fucking live and it's free and I'm doing this every day for the month." I can skip a day. Imagine if I was just like, "Ah, not gonna do it." It'd be stupid. But I said live 29 days live with Phil. Imagine if this was pre-recorded and I was like, "Hey, I'm just gonna somehow figure out a way to just post it. That way I can just figure out, do it whenever I want and not do it live." Imagine how dumb that would be. Thanks for showing up, Phil. I got you. You see what I'm saying? Like that's the biggest thing you guys have to remember. You're gonna have to become who you need to be to make this shit work. And if you're not able to, you got to ask yourself, where the fuck are you getting in your way? Where are you not spending time in mastery? Where are you getting in your head? So here's an exercise, okay? Because I love leaving you guys with exercises. Is everybody doing their fucking exercise? Is anybody like coming to these live and then I'm telling you the exercise and you don't do it? Don't lie. Put it in the chat. Don't lie. Don't lie. If you're doing it, great. If you're not, just be honest. But here's what I want you guys to do. If you want to know if coaching consulting online is for you, here's a great way to figure that out. Okay. Number one, Mel Ray says, yes, I am doing my exercise. I'm assuming that's what the check mark is for. Here's what I want you to do. I want you to grab a piece of paper. You missed yesterday. Oh, there you go. Right. So again, it's gonna stack on, it's gonna compound. You guys got to do the work. You guys got to implement. Every step matters. You have to remember every day matters. Every day matters. So here's the exercise for tonight. Should I be an online coach or consultant? Number one, answer the question. Do I genuinely want to help people and make a lot of money doing it? See, it has to be both, guys, because there's a part of you that's going to be like, well, I want to help a lot of people. I don't care about the money. You're full of shit. If you don't care about the money, go be broke, be homeless, and go help people. If it really is not about the money, that's how I know you're full of shit because you wouldn't go be broke. You wouldn't be homeless. You wouldn't be under a bridge helping people. You'd rather make money. So stop fucking lying. It's okay to want money, guys. It's okay to want more for yourself. It's okay to want more for your family. There's nothing wrong with that. Change your relationship with money. Okay. So, number one, do you want to help people genuinely help people, not just say that you want to help people and make a lot of money doing it? Yes or no? That's for you to answer. Don't tell me. Number two, are you willing to personally develop yourself more than you ever have in your life so you can be the best leader you can be for your clients? I think that's a very good question to ask yourself. Are you willing to personally develop yourself more than you ever have in your entire life to be the leader that you need to be for your clients? I think that's a great question because it's very needed both to your clients and to your team in business. Um, what's the next one? Are you willing to learn how to be a full-fledged business owner that's actually good at sales, marketing, operations, admin, logistics, client delivery, and fulfillment? You can hire financials, but at the bare minimum, sales, marketing, operations. Are you willing to learn that? Not just like read about it, but like implement what you learn. Are you willing to learn that and apply it? Because again, that's going to be another thing. And we'll make it super simple. Okay. Because again, these are just indicators. For you to actually do it, you have to do it. Okay. But these are great indicators. Are you willing to fail for the next month, 6 months, or year without getting any results and still show up the same? That's going to make or break some of you guys because it's going to suck to understand that's reality. I think that when I first tried to take on my first high ticket client, I had 8 months of no's. I had 8 months of like shit not working. 8 straight months of just like shit's not panning out. I don't know what the fuck's going on. We're like going into a shutdown. There's whispers and all the shit. 8 months, guys. 8 months of nothing. Heart and soul being put into the business with nothing to show for it. And there's people again that are watching this live or going to watch the replay that will remember that because I used to talk about it. And again, are you willing to just go and go and go and show up no matter what the fuck happens? If you don't get a client, if you don't make any money from it, are you willing to keep going? I think that's a great final question. Only 4 simple questions, but I think that's a great final question because if you're honest with yourself, it's going to save you and your family um just a lot of heartache. But the reality is if you can truly say, "Yes, I'm willing to fail, I'm willing to not take on clients, I'm willing to, like, not receive the result that I want," and you're actually committed to the delayed gratification of feeling the fruits of your labor, this is gonna be a beautiful life for you, but it's gonna hurt every step of the way. That's just it is what it is. And obviously, there's ways to accelerate that process to create preventative measures for you to do it the right way the first time around and learn from people like me or learn from somebody who's done it and has done it well. Okay. But at the same time, even with coaches, you're gonna fail because you're gonna get in your way. You're gonna fail because you're gonna hear something to do. I'm gonna be like, yo, go live, go do a thing. And you're gonna be like, ah, fuck. I don't know if I could talk for 10 minutes straight, Phil. I don't know if I could do that. Let me build up the courage to go live, Phil. Like, okay. Well, I mean, I'm just telling you just to fucking do one thing, and now you're gonna take 3 days to do one thing? No fucking wonder why it's gonna take us a minute. See what I'm saying? And then I have other clients that I'm like, "Hey, I need you to do these 5 things ASAP." And they're just like, "I literally just finished it right now. Fucking executor." And then they get results. And then the other people who drag their feet eventually get results. And then there's other clients that I have that I literally tell something to. I'm like, yo, I need you to change this in your marketing. Fucking change all of this shit right here because you're doing the wrong thing. And they're like, yeah, I'll do it. I'll do it. 6 months goes by and they're like, hey, Phil, you know what? I actually made this change to my marketing. And for some reason, I'm attracting the clients now. I'm like getting results now. I'm like, oh, the thing that I told you to do 6 months ago, that's a smart move, guy. Smart move. So you gotta get prepared for that shit too. That's what I meant by client delivery and fulfillment. You gotta get used to working with all types of fucking clients. Because and here, I'll end it with this because I got to jump. When you guys start taking on clients, you guys are gonna learn the types of clients you work with, that you like working with, that you don't like working with. You're gonna have clients that like you literally thought you were good with, and then they talk shit about you behind your back. You have clients that like you never hear from, and then you find out all they do is, like, rave about how awesome you are, and you're like, "Fuck, you don't even talk to me." And they're just like, "No, that's the guy." It's like crazy. And then you're gonna have everybody else in between. And you gotta get good with that. Like I sometimes I have to coach some of my clients and they're like, "Hey man, I'm having this trouble with this client. They're getting in their way, they're not listening to me, and blah 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 blah. And I'm scared." Like, why are you scared? You're the coach. You're supposed to get them through that shit. You're supposed to like charge them up, kick them in the ass. And again, guys, this is why at the beginning of this, I said you have to like genuinely take this seriously. You have to understand that on the other side of your coaching, or the client that you have, um, is another person's life. And what's required is like, man, sometimes I'll fucking rip up my clients. I will literally like, not even Marine Corps style. I'd probably like rated like 2 out of 10. Like some things that you guys see on my social media, you're like, "Oh, that's aggressive, Phil." No, no, no. That's like a 3 out of 10, maybe. You've never actually seen me mad. That's just because in that moment, I probably just finished the workout, or in that moment, something triggered me, and I was like, "I need to fucking share this with the world." You know, like that's what it is. But it's like 3 out of 10. You never actually see me mad because when I'm mad, it's like it's unproductive. That's why I control that shit. But sometimes I have to drop the hammer on my clients. You know, Bro, excuse me, your coaching is available. Yeah, if you guys want to apply for my coaching, you go to philbohl.com/contact, or if you're already a coach and you want to charge more money, philbohl.com/case study. But anyway, back to what I was saying. You guys are gonna have to learn how to drop the hammer on people sometimes. There's gonna be a time and a place where like it's like, hey, you're doing a good job. You're good. Don't worry about it. Stop being so fucking hard on yourself. Okay. Like it's going to be fine. And they're going to be like, oh, thank you. Thank God. It's normal for me to feel this way. Sometimes you got to do that for your clients. Some days for your clients are going to be like, hey, bro, I'm going to complain about the same exact shit I've always complained about. And then you're going to be like, what the fuck are you complaining about that shit again? Did you do the things that I told you to do? No, go do it. And then you have to be a little bit more firm. And then there's gonna be other times where, like, they're really beating themselves up for absolutely no fucking reason, and you gotta just pull them out of that shit. And the way you pull them out is not by coddling them. The only way to pull them out is by charging them up, you know? How did you start becoming a coach, and how often do you post videos, reels, or histories on your social media? Go to my literal social media right now, like my Instagram, since you're on Instagram, go look at my feed. Go look at how frequently I post. Like, it's right there. Um, how did I become a coach? I was a very confident human being, and I started making money online, not coaching coaches. Okay, I started making money online by being a closer. I started closing deals, started making money closing deals, and then people asked me what made me different, and I said, "Well, it's probably because I was a machine gunner, and I don't give a shit, and I have a lot of confidence." And then they want to learn my confidence, and that was it. And then eventually, then business owners wanted to learn confidence, and then eventually, then people were like, "Hey, I've invested with other coaches and I'm not getting results with them. You just seem like a legit guy that actually cares about me. Can you help me?" I'm like, "I guess so. What you got?" And then that trickled on. And then after that, I built my sales agency with a business partner. And I again taught everybody there the same shit that I've always done for myself. And I built out battle plans for everybody and they fucking executed. And that was it. So the best way you guys can build is by just doing the things that has always worked for you and then teaching that to people. Thanks for ignoring my DMs. Hey, bro, I don't know what the fuck your handle is, but I get a lot of DMs. I'm not ignoring you. You're not that special. Okay. So that's it, guys. That's it. If you guys want to really do this, you guys have to make sure you take it seriously. You have to make sure that you guys put the time and the energy to like master your craft. You have to make sure you take the time to master the people that you say you want to help. And again, you got to answer those 4 questions. So if you don't answer those 4 questions tonight, I mean, very clear indicators if you should do this or not. And you might answer it, and some things are like, "No, I'm not willing to not get results for like 8 months, right now." And then in a couple months, you might be like, "Yeah, I'm kinda willing to do that." So just understand, like, whatever you guys find right now, um, it might change in a couple months. It might change. You might not feel like you're ready now. In a couple months, you might be ready. It just is what it is. Remember, it's a process. It's not like a end all be all thing, you know? So yeah. Anyway, that's it, guys. So again, tomorrow we're probably going to start around the same time, 4:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. How do you keep a charged energy when coaching? So good. We'll cover that tomorrow, bro. I think if you Yeah, we have plenty of time. We have like 3 weeks of this, so I'm gonna be talking a lot about this. If those kind of questions come up for you guys, definitely like bookmark it, and then let's hammer through it. Um, but yeah, tomorrow 4:30 p.m. Pacific, and then Saturday we're gonna go on to what I should be doing every single day for the rest of the month, so that way it doesn't switch up on you guys like it did today. But it's gonna be in the afternoon Pacific Standard Time. So just a heads up, guys. All right. So that being said, much love, guys. Hope that was helpful. See you guys tomorrow.